Hey guys, this is Kunal from TradingSim again. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. I wanted to do another trade recap on a stock. We actually did not trade this, but we kept missing the entries. But nonetheless, this was an amazing trade all day long, and I just wanted to walk through it with you. So the ticker is JVA, Coffee Holding Company. And so what had happened here is, and I fast forwarded this 10 minutes into the open, you can see this stock, there was just absolutely no activity in the days prior to leading up to the 3rd of June. And then all of a sudden there was this massive explosion on the open. It went from 380 all the way up to around 615. And this was really interesting. If you pull it back on a daily chart, we pull it up on the daily chart. If you look back in history, we're going to come back a little bit here. We're going to see that this was a big level back from 2014. You can kind of see, well, it's early 15, and then all of 14 basically. There was a massive resistance area right here, $6. And so I'm just going to bold that a little bit. And so what you've seen here is we're only 10 minutes into the day, but I just wanted to show you, when you look, you always got to look at the larger time frames. You got to know what you're up against. And in this case, we're hitting a major resistance level. It hit it, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Fourth time it tried to get through it, it couldn't do it. And that's essentially what we're seeing right here, right? We're trying to bust through this $6 level, which JVA has not been able to do since, basically what looks like September of 2014. So we know we're up against very significant, strong resistance. And so just keep that in mind. So you kind of have to be on alert if this thing starts to fail. So what we're seeing here is, the stock has failed off that level. Let's just move a little bit throughout this day. I'm going to move at a 5 minutes per second speed, so we're going to see 5 minutes forward every single time that we manually fast forward this. And so what we've done here is we've basically tailed this. It's double topped at 615, and it's violently reacted. I mean, it's literally reacted 50 cents off that level twice now. Right, you can kind of see it on the 1 minute chart as well. This is a double top, and there's a lot of selling right off that level. So we're confirming here that this daily resistance level is a big one. And so with this stock, you have to have some patience. You got to look for a setup, and right now I'm not seeing a setup. I could take a very high risk short here, but when I saw that tail forming, but that's just not my style. So there are some traders that can do that. That's just not my style. So in any case, I'm going to look for the right pattern to set up, and I'm going to let this thing play out a little bit, because you have to have some patience, and you have to hawk your setup and trade your setup with some discipline. So what we're seeing here is just normal consolidation at this point. I'm not seeing any signs of the stock breaking down. We have the 9 EMA, it's holding the price. We're starting to see, we saw a massive ramp here. Could be construed as potentially as a bull flag forming here, and so let's just see what happens. And so now what we've done here, right, we've formed a nice little base. Let me just draw a quick trend line here. We formed a nice little base. The stock, essentially the stock came off the 9 EMA, and this at this point looks bullish. Right, but I'm going to mark that low. That's an important low that we want to keep an eye on. this was basically the obvious point here. I mean, you could have really taken a scalp here, quite honestly. When this thing broke above 543, you could have scalped this long. And so now what we're seeing here, and again, we're coming right back to that 9 EMA and bouncing off it. I really don't like the fact that we had this massive uptick here from 535 to 585, and we sold off basically all the way back down to the low of that bar. So essentially, you know, we had a 10% move wiped out in 10 minutes. It's not exactly what you'd want to see. You'd want to see this thing attacking that 615 level, and it just didn't do it. So the sirens are, the red flags are going off in our head right now, and we're mentally keeping note of this. What I would look for is two things here. We have 525 as a good support level here. If that level is breached, in addition to this 9 EMA busting, we're going to have a short position that we'd like to take here. So, and what we have done, next bar comes right down to that 5 1/4, gets supported, and I'm going to move this at a minute per second now, just so we can see what happens here. So far, holding the level. Right, and the other thing you want to keep in mind is the more times the support level is tested, the higher odds of that thing actually being broken. And so, you know, you want to keep that in your mind. You know, we've hit this 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, the next time we touch it will be the 5th time, and you know, now at this point, what we're seeing here, the 9 EMA tried to hold this stock. This stock is bowing. You know, it's looking for a reason to break down, and so, you know, I'd be more confident at this point to say if we broke 5 1/4, we're going to go short on this. So there we go. So we took the level, and you can kind of see, I mean, it looks like a clean break to the downside. I mean, we took out this bar's low here, 515, it busted. So I would be kind of taking a short here. Let's just take a short, 517. Obviously, I'm not going to be pausing in real time, but just so you guys get the point. And I'm just going to let this thing play out a little bit. So we're looking at, we're testing that 5 1/4 area here. It's rejecting it, and this thing is sliding down. Right? I mean, this very ugly. You know, where did we start here? We were 380 up to 615. That's about a $2.35 move. You can 50% ballpark it. And let's just put the Fibonacci on there. Right, so that 497 area, I'm sorry, that 497, 498 area is a 50% retracement. It's trying to hold around this level. The expectation at this point would be that this would come back to that 525 area potentially, and try and test that level. That's pretty much exactly what it did. Now I was too busy putting Fibonacci retracements on here while this thing was fast forwarding. However, you know, we took the short at about 517. It hit 485. That's about a 40-cent move on a $5 stock. That's about 8%. That's, you know, we would have been out of here at least partial, a partial piece of the position. You know, at 485 we saw a base forming here. I still remember looking at this in real time. We might have taken a piece off here when we saw that it wasn't breaking down below 485. You don't want to fight the market. You want to take what it gives you. So let this thing continue. I'm going to put it on a 5 minute per second again, just so we can see how this is going to play out a little quicker. You know, and so now there we go. We've taken out this low again, and this is extremely bearish. Right, so right around there, 482, that level was breached. And this thing has another leg down in it. I mean, there's a potential this thing could actually fill the gap. I don't think it actually does it on this day, but there's a high probability that it will shortly. And so this thing has taken all the way down to the woodshed. You know, we're at 447 from a 517 entry. You know, at this point we're talking, you know, a 20% run down into the end of the day. I mean, you can see the 9 EMA held this thing. So essentially what you're looking at here is you saw a big breakout, hit a massive resistance level, and failed at that level on a daily chart. And then what we've seen here is, you know, we had a pretty sizable breakdown through the 9 EMA intraday, and then again we set up this range, this box right here. Let me see if I can find that that drawing tool for the box. Well, let's ignore that for a second. Regardless, I think you guys get the point. If I extend this out, you know, we're going to see that, you know, we tapped it a couple times, and then at the bottom here, right, we've basically had this little bear flag forming. That's exactly what this was. And when it broke the lows of this level about 480, you know, we saw it just take down, and then this 9 EMA held it. There was no reason to cover this into the close. I mean, obviously you don't want to hold overnight if you're day trading, but this was a great trade. You know, you could have made, you know, at least 5 to 10% on the first half if you break it up into two halves, and you could have ripped 20% on the second half. This was a very simple trade. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at admin@tradingsim.com. And I wish you the best of luck.